Good day! Here are the stories for the Manila Times for Friday, December 17, 2021. Presidential candidate Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. has widened his lead in the latest survey of radio station dzRH. The second wave survey of dzRH's Desisyon 2022, conducted on December 11 to 12, showed that Marcos is the preferred choice over 7 other candidates of 49.2% of respondents. Vice President Maria Leonor Leni Robredo got 16.2%, while Manila Mayor Francisco Isko Moreno Domagoso placed third with 10.4%. Senator Emmanuel Manny Pacquiao placed fourth, followed by Senator Christopher Lawrence Bongo, who has since withdrawn his certificate of candidacy, and Senator Panfilo Ping Lacson. Retired General and Times columnist Antonio Parlade and Labor leader Leody de Guzman each had less than 1%, while 4.5% of respondents were undecided. The latest dzRH survey has a sample size of 7,614 respondents from the country's 17 regions, with a margin of error at 1.13%. Meanwhile, Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte Carpio is the overwhelming choice for vice president in the recent dzRH survey. The second wave of the December 11 to 12 poll showed Duterte Carpio, who is running under the Lakas Christian Muslim Democrats Party, dominating the six-man field with 50.5%. This complements the figure garnered by her running mate, Partido Federal ng Pilipinas standard-bearer Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr., who topped the survey for presidential aspirants. Powered by 195 km/h winds, Typhoon Odette made its way to southern Leyte on Thursday night after making landfall in Siargao, Surigao del Norte, the Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical and Astronomical Services Administration reported. At 4:50 p.m. on Thursday, the eye of Odette was spotted near the town of Liloan, southern Leyte. With gusts of up to 270 km/h, the typhoon is moving westward at the speed of 30 km/h. It will cross several provinces in central and western Visayas before emerging into the Sulu Sea on Friday morning, Pag-asa said. Pag-asa senior weather specialist Chris Perez said signal number 4 was up in some areas in Visayas and Mindanao. Perez also told the Manila Times Pag-asa has not categorized Odette as a super typhoon, although the U.S. Naval Meteorology and Oceanography Command already did. The Department of Health is looking for plane passengers who are considered as close contacts of the first 2 Omicron cases in the country. The 2 cases are a returning Filipino from Japan who flew in on a Philippine Airlines flight on December 1, and a Nigerian man who flew from Nigeria via Oman, who arrived on an Oman Air flight on November 30. They tested positive on December 7 and were transferred to an isolation facility managed by the Bureau of Quarantine. Health Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergeres said in a briefing on Thursday, and that aside from the Filipino, there was only one other passenger in the plane's business class section. The Nigerians sat near the back of the plane with 7 other passengers. All of the close contacts had negative swab results and were released for home quarantine, Vergeres said. A lone close contact from the Oman Air flight is awaiting verification of his status. She said other passengers and airline staff who were on the flights tested negative for the Omicron variant. She said the chances of the other people in the 2 flights getting sick and spreading the variant to the community is low. Vergeres said she does not see the need to quarantine all the passengers since they have tested negative and had secured negative tests within 72 hours of the flight. Vice President Maria Leonor Leni Robredo pledged to be a very hands-on president when it comes to natural disasters if she wins in the elections next year. She said her constituents know that she's always present whenever there is a disaster or a calamity. Robredo used to represent Camarines Sur's 3rd District at the House of Representatives. Over to business, key interest rates in the country were held at historic lows on Thursday, despite central bank officials seeing higher inflation rates this year and next. Following the Policy-Making Monetary Board's 8th and last rate-setting meeting for 2021, overnight borrowing, lending, and deposit rates were kept at 2%, 1.5%, and 2.5% respectively. BSP Governor Benjamin Diokno said in a briefing that the current baseline estimates for 2021 and 2022 are marginally faster than the last assessment round due to a higher-than-expected inflation outturn in November. In sports, the die-hard fans of Barangay Ginebra are expected to cheer and jeer from the stands when the Gin Kings take on the Northport Batang Pier in the main game of the PBA Governors Cup doubleheader today at the Smart Araneta Coliseum in Quezon City. The Gin Kings battle the Batang Pier, who are likely to play without a reinforcement in their 6 p.m. encounter. In the first game, TNT looks to bounce back strong after falling short in its tournament debut against NLEX on Wednesday and vent its ire on Alaska at 3 p.m. Rigoberto Tiglao and Ruben Torres are today's front page columnists. Tiglao praises President Rodrigo Duterte as an amazing man, while Torres discusses his expectations from candidates in the upcoming elections. Today's editorial talks about gearing up for the Omicron variant of COVID-19. Read the full version on the paper's opinion section or listen to the Voice of the Times. For more news and information, get a copy of the Manila Times on print, subscribe to its digital edition, or log on to www.manilatimes.net. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, and keep up with the Times. On behalf of the Manila Times, this is Arik John C. reporting. Have a safe Friday ahead.